It's safe to say you're a confident man. Would you say that?
I am Zlatan.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Man is 39, has played professionally for 22 years, and is still one of the top scorers in the Serie A. He's an inspiration, an icon, and a pretty confident man.
Dear Los Angeles, you're welcome.
But what can young players out there learn from Zlatan? In today's video, I'll take a look at 3 key things that every player can use to improve themselves by taking inspiration from one of the best players of our generation. First up is decisiveness, which comes from his winning mentality. Because when Zlatan commits to something, he has one goal in mind, and that is to win. And the way he lives, trains, and plays is all with that end goal in sight. Zlatan knows what he wants to do and how to do it, so every time he steps on the pitch, whether that's at training or going into a match at the San Siro, he's constantly working on getting better and better at making decisions, and the right decisions. Of course, this also rubs off on his teammates, and Zlatan is guiding younger players as well, giving them advice on how to become more effective, more ruthless, more decisive.
I thought you said it didn't matter who scores.
Yeah, but this one you should have passed.
We can also see that in his stats. Zlatan is great at making good decisions in a split second, often leading to these pretty spectacular goals. And in fact, only Messi and Ronaldo have scored more goals from unexpected positions than Zlatan. We can filter all of Zlatan's most difficult chances over his last 10 seasons of domestic football by selecting those that had an expected goals value of less than 0.05 or 5%. By doing this, we can isolate his shots that, on average, had a lower than 5% chance of resulting in a goal. Now, Zlatan took 380 shots with lower than 5% chance of going in. And analyzing those shots, stats showed that most players would be expected to score 13.5 of those shots. Zlatan scored 22. Now this shows us that he understands when those rare unique chances and opportunities are there, and that he decides quickly enough to seize the moment. What I think you should take away from this is to spend time looking specifically at world-class players and their decision-making. The players who score a lot also make a lot of really good split-second decisions, and hopefully, the more you watch them, the more you can slowly implement these things into your own game. Another of the many things, according to himself at least, that Zlatan has done extremely well is to adapt his playing style to fit his age. Let's face it, even though Zlatan is probably more agile than most 22-year-olds, he's still getting older. And if we look back in time, young Zlatan did this.
Goed ingehouden. En nu dan een keer schiet ook.
But he also took a lot of unrealistic shots. And as he got older, stats show us that he started shooting from better and better positions, given that his expected goal stat from his shots has grown overall since playing for Juventus in 2005, where his shot had a 7% chance of going in versus 14% now for AC Milan. So Zlatan became wiser and simply takes shots from better positions nowadays, giving him a higher probability of scoring. That's probably a result of the Lion King also adapting his playing style to be less involved in the build-up play compared to young Zlatan, which is also evident in his number of passes that would be expected to lead to a goal going down. So he's less involved in the attacking build-up play, but is taking more and more shots expected to lead to goals, showing us that Zlatan has adjusted to a more focused and direct striker role to continue delivering at a high level. What I'm taking away from this is that you need to find out what you're good at and what your playing style is effective for, and then adjust your game to that. My final key takeaway from Zlatan is his mental toughness. Of course, that's not something you can just learn and become insanely strong mentally overnight, but by simply looking at the way Zlatan speaks, plays and behaves on the pitch, you can take away a few things.
29. He's playing in MLS and he's in his prime. When I was 29, where was I?
Because, no, you shouldn't go out and big yourself up if you haven't got the skills. But if we look at how Zlatan constantly glides off of everything that's mentally rough, that's what you want to learn. Got hit by the coronavirus, said it was stupid of the virus to challenge him. He tore his ACL, and then he works his socks off, lifted the Europa League trophy on his crutches and never showed any sign to the public of giving up. And even when he's gotten a hard tackle, he's gotten up, held his head high, and kept on playing in order to score so he can get back at whoever decided to tackle him. That's the way he works. Beat people and obstacles trying to hold him down.
Legend.
You just put down the ratings. Now leave the stage. We need to keep up.
In other words, Zlatan doesn't allow doubt or insecurity to affect him, at least not to the public. And if you can find the same fine line between mental toughness and downright arrogance, you'll become an extremely difficult opponent to face. Because if nothing can get inside of your head and break you when you're on the pitch, well, then defenders will see that if they can't make you afraid of them, they're gonna fear you a little bit instead. So to sum it up, I would recommend that every player out there sits down and takes notice of these 3 important lessons from Zlatan: decisiveness, adapting your playing style to your strengths, and developing a mental toughness. And of course, if you want to improve even further as a footballer, there's a great playlist in the bottom of your screen to take a look at as well. But before you go there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tell me which player we should take a look at next. With those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.